because she felt good about her performance yesterday. And so I want to keep it equal. I want to give her just as much visibility as I see people saying things about her that's not so nice. All right, over 6,000 people in here. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm. This was Kamala Harris's watch party speech after she left the debate yesterday.
Vice President Harris and her husband, Doug Emhoff, are at a watch party, and they're addressing supporters. Let's listen.
I told you she was ready. All right. You won that debate. Hold on. But we haven't won anything yet, right? So we got to take this energy, we got to take this momentum, and she showed everyone, especially Donald Trump.
So for those of you that's not familiar, this is the second husband. What do they call it, the husband of the vice president? Well, they call the wife of the president the first lady, and then the wife of the vice president the second lady. And so he's the second husband. Dougie is giving a rally speech before she comes up and give her thoughts.
What a real leader is. And now we're going to take this momentum for the next 55 days so I can call my wife the next president of the United States, Kamala Harris!
Hey, Billy!
I see y'all say it's pissing y'all. Listen, we got to give her a chance to get her thoughts off the same way that we gave J.D. Vance and other people an opportunity to react to what they thought about the debate. We gotta let it show out. Whether we agree with it or not, you gotta let it play out, and you gotta take in consideration what she says. I haven't heard this, and so I want to play it for you guys just so you guys can get familiar with what her thoughts of about what her performance was in the debate. All right?
All right, so you guys know how I am. Okay, today was a good day. We got to work tomorrow. We got 56 days to go. We got a lot of work to do. And let me just say that I think we all know that tonight was a night that highlights something that you all have been working so hard on. We have folks here who have been knocking on doors. Well, you know. But we have a lot of work to do, okay? And tonight, I think, highlighted for the American people what's at stake. I started the debate by talking about it, and it became apparent, I think, throughout that about an hour and a half, that, look, this is very much two different visions for our country. Ours, which is a vision for the future, and his, which is about the past and taking us backward. And as I said on the debate stage, we are not going back. We are not going back. And so we know what we're fighting for. We know what we stand for, and that's why we know what we're fighting for. We're fighting for the dignity of all people. We're fighting for the dignity of work. We are fighting for middle-class families. We are fighting to uplift people, understanding the true measure of the strength of a leader is not based on who you beat down, it's based on who you lift up.
So she's practiced that line at least 30 times. I've heard that line 30 times. I've almost memorized it. I stopped it in the middle of the debate to tell y'all exactly what she was going to say, what she was going to say it. She said it at every rally. She said it. It's almost as bad as that one where she was saying the measure of something. I don't even remember. I don't remember what she was saying. It's not who you beat down, but it's who you lift up. It's all vibes. It's all good energy.
That's what we stand for.
Somebody said, I thought you said you haven't heard this yet. I haven't heard this speech, but I've heard her say that line at least 30 times. And when you hear it once, you hear it again. I heard her say it during the debate. I heard her say it during all of the campaign rallies. I heard her say it on the CNN interview, and I'm hearing her say it right now. Come on, put your listening ears on. Room 9. Take your helmet off. Stop hitting your head against the brick wall, and put your listening ears on. I have not heard this speech, but I've heard her say that line 1,000 times. So maybe I have heard the speech, I guess, huh?
For.
Yeah, the unburdened by what has been.
We've got some work to do because, listen, I think that we think today was a good day, and it kind of was. But we have 56 days to go, and guys, we're still the underdogs in this race. It's tight. We have got to win Pennsylvania, and we are going to win Pennsylvania, and it is because of you. It is because of you who have signed up, who have volunteered. You are organizing. You're helping us to email and text and knock on doors and talk to your neighbors and your friends. And here's the thing about the spirit of our campaign. It is people-driven. It is about the people. It is about uplifting our country. This is a campaign born out of love of country. We love our country. We believe in who we are. We believe in the American people. This is a campaign about bringing folks together, knowing the vast majority of us have so much more in common than what separates us. It is about inclusion, and it is not about division, and it is not about demeaning and name-calling. It is about lifting folks up, working folks, families, children, people who are just not just trying to get by, but trying to get ahead. That's what we stand for. So let's get out here these next 56 days. Hard work is good work, and we will win. We will win. See you later.
And that was the Vice President of the United States, Kamala Harris, just a short time ago with her husband before.
So that was her afterward speech. Let me see if I could pull something up for y'all in addition to that, just to make sure. Let me see something. I can't find it yet. I'm gonna have to find it, and then I'll get to it. But I heard that she got a new endorsement. I did hear that she got a new endorsement, and so I want to continue to play this so that y'all can see who that was.
A group of supporters there after, just according to her husband, winning the debate. But also, you can hear the song being played there. Because if I was the man, I'd be the man. That's Taylor Swift, for those of you not familiar with her. And Taylor Swift posing today with her cat, endorsing Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, and signing today with her cat, endorsing Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, and signing her lengthy Instagram post as Nancy Cordes, childless cat lady. She is.
So Taylor Swift, who is the biggest, the largest recording artist alive today, posted on her platform. Listen, I just got to report the news. I got my own opinion of it, but I got to give y'all all of it. I can't be slanted. I'm going to give you my opinion because you know where I stand, but I still got to report all of the news, right? Taylor Swift, she wrote the truth. I will be casting my vote for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz in 2024. So if anybody is here as a Swiftie, here's your leader. I'm voting for Kamala Harris because she fights for the rights and causes I believe need a warrior to champion them. And she took it with her cat. So we all know that the cat ladies like this one. She goes on to say, I think she is a steady-handed, gifted leader, and I believe we can accomplish so much more in this country if we are led by calm and not chaos. I was so heartened and impressed by her selection of running mate Tim Walz, who has been, and this is the key part, y'all. This is what she stands for. She says, I was so heartened and impressed by her selection of running mate Tim Walz, who has been standing up for the LGBTQ rights, IVF, and a woman's right to her own body for decades. I've done my research. I've made my choice. Your research is all yours to do, and the choice is yours to make. And then she goes on after that, and I haven't read it. Actually, you know what? Let me see if it's more under there for me to see. Because I want to get the full context. She goes on to say, Oh, wait. It was a bunch of. At the beginning of it says, like many of you, I watched the debate tonight, and if you haven't already known, now is a great time to do your research on the issues at hand and the stances these candidates take on the topics that matter to you the most. As a voter, I make sure to watch and read. And she got 8.4 million likes on this. All right. She goes on to say, as a voter, I make sure to watch and read everything I can about their proposed policies and plans for the country. Recently, I was made aware that all of me falsely endorsed Donald Trump's presidential run was posted to his site. It really conjured up my fears around AI and the dangers of spreading misinformation. It brought me to the conclusion that I need to be very transparent about my actual plans for this election as a voter. The simplest way to combat misinformation is the truth. That's when she goes on to say what you see happening right there. She says, I've done my research, made my choice. The research is all yours to do, and the choice is yours to make. I also want to say, especially the first-time voters, remember that in order to vote, you have to be registered. I also find it much easier to vote early. I'll link to where to register and find early voting dates and info on my story with love, Taylor Swift, Childless Cat Lady. So that's what she said. So that's what Taylor Swift says. That is where she stands on the issue. That was Kamala Harris's speech. And so you guys that think differently, obviously you got to get out the vote also. And we got work to do.